So now in this video we're going to be looking at changing voltages. So pocket oscilloscope is really good for this. I have it set for 1 volt per division. We're working with 5 volts. You can see the capacitor is as charged as it's going to get, about 5 volts. And I have it in roll mode. It's just sliding along. Each square is about 1 second. So that's what 1 second per division means. Each one of those squares is a division. And then 1 volt per division going up right there. So in any case, we are going to press this button. You're going to see the capacitor discharges go right to 0 volts. And then when I release the button, it starts charging. So now the light level is low. Light level is going to determine how quickly it charges because we have a photodiode. It's reverse bias. Important to be aware of that. And if I make it brighter, it charges faster, which is a lot better for demonstration videos, but it doesn't show the display as well. Now I can see the display in person a lot better than what the camera is picking up. I can easily see the squares per division. I can see it just a tiny bit better when I dim the lamp. It is easier, but it's not a dramatic difference like you see on camera right there. So be aware of that. Maybe I can find a way to change the settings, but I haven't so far found a good way. So in any case, we are measuring the voltage of the capacitor. As I said before, it is getting a steady current when the voltage rises steadily right there. That's what we know. So this can kind of give you an indication like how long, if you stopped it like halfway or something, if you eliminated the lights. I'll do that right now. If you did a slower process and then you see a stop, you can see we had light for about 2.5 seconds or something before it got dark enough where the capacitor is not really charging anymore. So there's a lot of ways you can use this ramp, this steady voltage rise, as a signal for other circuitry to respond to, or you can just look over a period of time. If it's not going too quickly, you can tell how long like a light was on or something, as I said before, as long as you know the brightness of the light. But also you can see how many seconds. And so if you really slow down the process, it'd take a lot longer for it to rise. So in any case, the photodiode is not like a resistor. I have a series resistor just to limit the maximum current, because as you can see right here, when I press the button, we have a direct connection to ground. So we don't want a direct connection to the cathode, to the positive supply right there. So we have a resistor. The resistor is not limiting the current though. It has no impact. The photodiode is letting a certain amount of current flow through. As long as the resistor and the voltage that you're using isn't going to limit it even more than that, then the resistor doesn't come into play. It will be the photodiode that sets all the current. So you can see until right towards the very end of this rise, it's a completely steady voltage rise. And then when it gets close to 5 volts, then things kind of kick in where it's not doesn't come to a dead stop at 5 volts. It slows down a bit just towards the end right there. But for the vast majority of the time, we have a steady rise, a ramp right there. So again, the whole thing is the photodiode is letting a certain amount of current flow through based on how much light is falling on it. It lets a certain amount of current flow through for each photon that hits it or whatever. So as long as the number of photons are steady, the amount of current that's going to flow is steady. And capacitor voltage is based on how much charge is in there and their capacitance and everything. But for the most part, as long as you have a steady amount of current charging a capacitor, its voltage is going to rise steadily right there. There's a direct relationship to how much charge, a linear relationship between the amount of, you build up electrons on one side, you remove electrons on the other side, and the actual amount that you do, it's a linear relationship. If you move twice as many electrons, you'll have twice the voltage change, and so on.